Alright, welcome back guys. So basically I've now shown you how to get through the Dark Age and get through the Feudal Age. So our next age that we will be upgrading to is the Castle Age. Now before I get to that part, I just want to quickly explain a bit more in depth about my channel. So I will be making videos obviously how just to get started with Age of Empires. So I'll be looking how to play just in campaign mode and so forth. So there will be a couple more videos on that. And then from there on I will actually be moving away from campaign mode and we'll be looking at playing online. So we'll be starting to look at strategies, how to farm, how to cut wood more effectively, when to get gold, which upgrades you should do when, depending on which game plan you are following. So yeah, there's a lot of strategy involved, a lot of different things you need to consider. Some will come down to individual choice, but I'll just give you some guidelines on what to follow. So even how to farm, how to put your farms down, how to put your how many villagers should be going for wood, how many villagers should be going for food and gold and so forth at each stage, depending what strategy you follow. We're going to be looking at that in some in-depth videos later on, and I'll also be looking at each civilization and also looking at all the units that the game has to offer. So there's a lot of in-depth strategy videos that are coming up, so remember to subscribe to that. But for now, I'm just gonna continue playing this game that we are busy with. So obviously we have enough food and loot to actually go to the next age. For the upgrade to King Castle Age, you need 800 food and 200 gold. So not too expensive, so I'm just basically gonna just click there and we'll be going to the next stage. So I know some of you might have the question, I'm not really doing all of the upgrades and I'm not doing this and that. I don't want to get too complex with the videos just of yet. So as you will see in my future videos, we'll be going into depth, we'll be talking technical strategies that you can use to outwit the enemy. So just stay tuned. I will be going into in-depth on how to play the game to the maximum efficiency. So while I'm going to the next stage, obviously I just want to finish this wall. I was previously showing you how to make a wall, so I'm just going to make sure that till it's red, you just know that it's completely blocked off. So when you go to the castle age, you will see that relics will be becoming a really important thing. So basically a relic is something that only a monk can actually pick up from the monastery, and when it's inside the church, I'll show you now what I mean by the church. But the monastery is basically the place where you store your relic, and a relic for each 2 seconds I think it produces 1 gold. So relics, especially in a lot of part of the game when gold blocks start to be used up, relics are going to be some of your main sources of gold. So it's always important to get as many relics as possible before your enemy steals them. You can identify them on the map as a little white dot. So I'll be talking about that in the next couple of minutes about relics. But as you can see, we're getting ready to go to the Castle Age. So a lot of new upgrades that will come out with this. Castle Age, very important to keep on getting resources, but also to make an army and upgrade your army. So I've now gone to the Castle Age. So now there's a number of new buildings that you can actually make. So first thing I will do is I'll make a couple of more villagers. That will actually not just be to help me build. I just want to make sure my farms keep on farming. So I've got a couple of units over here that I've made now. So basically I'm just going to start upgrading them. So you can see I'm just going to upgrade my swordsmen. I'm just going to keep on upgrading my archeries and my cavalry. You can also see I can make new type of horses. So it's important in Castle Age to start making more fighting units and less villagers. So I can now actually make another town center. Now I've also got a monastery. Usually I put this at the back of my map, but just for the video I'll put it in front. You usually want to keep that out of the fighting range. So always remember to build enough houses. And what I can also make now is university. So university is important for upgrades and research. This is where you upgrade your walls, make your building stronger. You can actually unlock new units, make your units more effective, and your buildings can get more hit points from upgrades you do there. So that's quite important. So to get a relic, you need to make a monk. A monk costs 100 gold, but you will get so much gold from a relic that it's actually worth your while making the monk to actually get the relic, as a monk is the only unit in the game that can get the relic for you. So I'll show you now quickly how we do that. And then basically now I can also make what you call a siege workshop. So this is more for vehicle type of units, very effective if you use them wisely. So I'll be going into in-depth there also, so just try to keep up. I know I'm saying a lot of things, but it's not easy to get everything covered in a short video. So it's important, depending what units you're going to make, to do the right upgrades at the right time. So as you can see, this is just to upgrade my archers and my castle towers so they actually have better fighting power. So I'm going to build a castle right now, so I'll get into the FTA also in the next part of the video. So as you can see, I'm just going to use my monk. And you're just going to click, you'll see it makes a little round circle with like a north, south, east, west type of effect. You just want to click on that, get your monk to go get the relic. Monks usually don't walk so fast. You can do upgrades to make them faster, but I'll just keep it simple for now. So after relic now, you see the monk is carrying the relic, and you're just basically going to click on the monastery, and the relic will be taken to the monastery by the monk, and as soon as it's inside the monastery, it will start producing gold each second. If it's outside the monastery, you will not be making any gold. So you can see I got a gold now, so my gold will now count up every second, as you can see there at the top. Now there's more relics on the map, so always try to get all of them as possible, if possible. Obviously on more difficult maps it's not always going to be, you're not always going to be able to, but just try to get as many relics as possible. It's really important for the latter part of the game. So here's my siege shop. So basically you can see there's different units I can make, so I'm just going to make one of them now. Mangold. It's a bit of a hard word for me to say, but yeah, it's a Managon. So I'll be making that unit. While I'm making that unit, I'm also going to show you quickly at the in the where you make your military, you can now make a castle. So a castle is really effective, especially behind the wall, just to give you that extra set of protection against the enemy. So basically you're just gonna say, click on the building, you're gonna see it's a huge building. Usually it's better to build it a bit behind the wall. Do not put it in front of a wall, give it some protection. But I'm just going to build the castle quickly. The castles don't build immediately, they're a bit slower to build, so try to get like 3 or 4 villages on that, depending how fast you need to get the castle. So the castle is a really effective way to keep the enemy away from a place. It gives you a really big advantage if you have a castle, especially in the enemy's territory, but I'll be doing that in future videos. Alright, so now we have also built most of the important buildings. You can also build another town center. In future videos I will be showing you when it's quite important to build another town center, but for today's video it will not be relevant. So as you can see, this unit quite effective, especially against archers and units that are grouped tied together like this over here. So just to give you an idea, usually if the enemy comes, you will just click on the enemy unit and it will actually, as you see there with that white light, you just click on it and it kills the animal, and if it's an enemy unit it will do exactly the same. So you can just see it just throws, well, what looks like to me like a lot of rocks. So it's really effective to kill a lot of small units like the archers and your spearmen, and also it does some damage to your long swordsmen that can also become a champion if you upgrade it now. So as you can see, I've got my castle now. The castle also always comes with a special unit, which is this unit over here. Now each civilization has a special unit, and usually you can unlock it in the castle. So I'll just make a couple of those units so you can see how it looks. This is usually your speciality unit for your civilization. Now, we have also have the laboratory. So, like I've said before, you can upgrade your walls, your archer towers, make your units more effectively, give your buildings more hit points. So, for example, I'm going to upgrade my walls. So this will make my walls a lot stronger, so the enemy can't get through my walls so quickly. Now, you can do this in the Dark Age also. You can also build a dock. Usually on a map like this, a dock will not make sense, but if you're playing islands or playing on a map with a lot of water, it will be a lot more effective. So I'm just going to quickly build a dock there so you can get an idea of what I'm doing there. And then remember, go back to your blacksmith, upgrade what's important. You need to start making a lot of units now. You need to get ready to attack, but also to be on the defense. So I'm just going to start by upgrading my units a bit more. What's also effective sometimes is to build a second military building. So I'll build an archer tower again, and I'll also be building a barracks again. So this means you can make double the units in the same amount of time, or you can use one building to make units while using the other building to upgrade your units. It's all about effectiveness in this game, so really concentrate on getting a good strategy so that you can be as effective as possible. But like I said, I will be making videos where we'll be really looking at the finer detail of this game, because every little bit helps, so we will be looking at that very soon. Alright, so I've built another archery. I'm just gonna keep on upgrading my units. I'm trying to build an army now. It's quite important to make an army and at the exact same time still upgrade your units. So I will be upgrading my power saw now, making sure I have enough form still, and also be upgrading my gold sharp line. Now these upgrades actually is a large strategy around them. I will be making videos where we will be discussing when you should upgrade these advancements and when you should rather avoid these retreats. So there's a lot of detail on that also that I'll discuss in future videos. But as you can see, I'm just keep on upgrading my army, because this gives them extra hit points, makes them stronger, gives them more attack. So you can always see around here, just under where it says knight, it says how much hit points they have, how strong they are, what armor they have. So you always want to try and max out that, but I also will be discussing that in a future video in more depth. And then, so you can see I'm starting to get a good army now. Usually go with 3 different type of units, maybe 2. Don't go with just one set of units, but I will also be talking about enemy, or well, more army compositions that you can use against your enemies. So we will also be discussing which units is stronger against which. Like a horse, for example, is stronger against a spearman and an archer, and our archer is usually stronger against a unit like the spearman. So we'll also be talking about which units are stronger against which, and that will give you also a good advantage in any war. So you can see that little flag there on the monastery indicates that there is a relic inside. And as you can see, I've made my speciality unit, they're throwing axemen. So in the next age I will be able to upgrade them even furthermore. So I'm just going to keep my army together. Usually put your army there where you expect the enemy to attack you from, so that they are ready for any attack. As you can see, my enemy is also moving a bit slower, so my horses actually can go faster. Let me just show you this. So I'll also be discussing why this happens and how to avoid it in a future video. So we're just going to keep on upgrading. So basically what I'm going to do now is just give my buildings a bit more hit points. So I'm going to upgrade the brick icon, and this will just upgrade my buildings, gives them more hit points. And as you can see, my walls have been upgraded, so they even just visually looks a lot stronger, but this will make for a great advantage in the war, so the enemy can't just infiltrate my side of the map so easily and destroy my village. So it just gives you that extra protection and slows down the enemy quite a lot. So I will be making a video about how to use ships on all maps where there's a lot of water. So I'm not going to show you too much, but as you can see, you can make both fishing boats and transport boats, and also fighting boats. But we'll make a video especially for that. So this age is all about now just doing a lot of upgrades and making a lot of units. So castle age is about making castles, upgrading your units, and making a lot of fighting units. As you can see, I'm just gonna click. You can also hold in shift to make a lot more units at the same time. You can also flag them. So basically what I'm doing with this flag is I'm creating my units, and I'm clicking on that flag over there, and I'm telling my units when you are done being made, you immediately go there. Just this helps a lot out. So I'm going to say this one to stop, and yes, continue upgrading whichever upgrades is important for your civilization or your war strategy. You can also see, always keep your lumber camps near to it. This makes your units a lot more efficient, but we will discuss that in depth in a future video. So you see, I'm just making an army now for this type of enemy, which you can see is not that strong. Any enemy composition like that should be good enough. So I've built most of the important buildings. I just need to build more houses. I'm going to keep in shift so I can make multiple houses at a time. Should keep that villagers busy for a while. And I've made all the buildings now, so it's all about getting a lot of resources, making an extra couple of villages. I'm not going to make too many because we are playing on easiest and it's not really relevant right now. But as you can see, I've been doing most of the upgrades. I've been upgrading the units that I will actually be using in the war. So I'm not going to upgrade everything. Like, I'm not going to be taking skirmishes, so I'm not going to upgrade them. It's just a waste of time and resources. And in Age of Empires, time and resources are the most important things, so you don't want to waste with it. So I feel like I've done most of the basic upgrades for this map. So actually I can just go attack now, but I'll be making another video, and we'll be talking about going to the Imperial Age. Imperial Age doesn't usually bring that much new to the game. There's not a lot of new buildings or anything like that. But importantly about the Imperial Age is that you can do a lot of upgrades to your units. You can make your units a lot stronger, and there are also a couple of new units will actually come into the game which are important. So I will first be waiting just to go to the Imperial Age, show you what the Imperial Age is all about, and then I will show you how to attack the enemy, which will be this place over here. You can see it's not really advanced. I'm playing on easier, so not much expected there, but it's just about getting a feel for the game and getting an understanding for how it works. So stay tuned for my next video where we'll be talking about the Imperial Age, how to get there and what to do in the Imperial Age, and what upgrades are important and what units to make. So remember to subscribe, leave your comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.